Today's sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. A moment ago, the pride of Massachusetts, the Patriots, introduced to this, as always, sold-out crowd as they get set to go head-to-head with the Philadelphia Eagles. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. Here's Richie James on the return. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
Check, lucky.
They'll run with a former member of the Crimson Tide, Damian Harris. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Well, this defense for the Eagles, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Watch the twist. Tight dog. Switch.
Harris going to get it again on second down. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
Let's go.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Watch the pass.
Check, Bobcat.
Run with Harris out of the shotgun.
That's the way to run it, boy.
Midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, in a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And they will finally stop him, but a great return gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there.
Here we go. 46 to Mike. 46.
Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
Shift. 46 to Mike. 46. Check.
Hey, check Mike 46. Check 79 Broncos. In your face. Go.
Bird sets up to throw it. He'll buy some time right. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long. Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And they enter play here in this one on a 2-game win streak, plus they come off the open week as well. So this is a team that has a lot of things working in their favor.
It certainly is, and let's face it, this team is playing so well. The worry now is that after a few extra days off, they'll be sluggish coming into this game. So I heard that they spent more time in practice working what they call good versus good, starting offense versus starting defense. They want a fast start in this next game.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Here's Harris. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 72 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Switch. Switch.
Panther Street. Panther Street. Check 37.
He's crashing. He's checking.
Going jet sweep. Here's Campbell. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. 2nd and 11.
No, check that. We're going to Mike 52 right here. Trap 60. Oh,
check 52's the most.
Throwing Jones.
I got you.
Got his man. It's Williams. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7.
I can't stand
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
Watch the slant.
58, right over there.
Back to throw. Jones.
Get him.
And that's going to be caught. Patriot touchdown. Curtis Samuel, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Patriots are within an extra point of tying this one up. Extra point attempt to come here. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the 1st quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November, but they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, A 2-game losing streak can have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. They're going to go with a tight end here on the running play. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Ready? 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Go, check.
Check.
Go, Rig, go.
Check 26.
18 Rattler. Hey, smash.
Roy.
Running right. Here's Sanders. And he's got some space here. Past the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year. And the Eagles have taken the lead. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one. Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Check 52.
Check 4.
Again, it's Harris on 2nd down. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Go! Cougar 19.
Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go. Big edge.
Check. Hurt.
Check 3. Watch twist.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 94 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Boy, some big runs here, Charles, already in this first quarter.
Yeah, if the lanes are there, go ahead and exploit them. But what I like the most, how decisive he is, putting his foot in the ground and going.
Don't get nervous.
58, right over there.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
I got you.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the gun, Jones. He's going to look downfield for Henry. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Eagles are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Hurts throw here taken in as he's able to find Goddard. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10.
4 down. Alert.
Play action. Here's Hurts. And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack. Christian Barmore breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. A hole to dig out of here. 2nd and 17.
Hey, check Mike 46. Check Mike 46. Y'all not ready. Mikey ain't ready.
Another try after the 1st down sack. Hurts escaping the pressure right. And his throw is incomplete. So, CD, you talk about this football team, some of the whispers and reports, the social media posts, they hint at a locker room that's splintered, badly splintered. There was talk earlier, some guys might walk away entirely, but that hasn't happened, however, at least to this point.
No, and sometimes some of that talk is just that, talk. I mean, guys often say, that's it, I'm out of here, and then they realize, I'm not ready to retire yet, what am I going to do now? And they're really ready to come back and dive back in. In fact, look at guys who are wearing gold jackets in the Hall of Fame. They talked about retirement the last 6-7 years of their careers, so that's not always real. And sometimes you just have to go ahead and ride it out. And this is an opportunity now for everyone in this locker room to move forward.
That's it, baby.
A big play there on the catch and run. The thing that hurt on that play, the missed tackle, that allowed the extra yardage.
It's a matchup game in the NFL. You get the guy that you want isolated, have him miss a tackle, and off you go.
On 1st down, it's Sanders. Finding room to the 20 and down to the 16-yard line. So a nice run right there, and worth mentioning their usual starting running back out this week. The hope is it's just a short-term absence, but this is where it pays, Charles, to have a quality reserve that you can turn to when you need it.
And to me, they definitely have that because this is a guy who's more than capable of picking up the slack. And he's likely going to see a big share of carries as this one progresses. And how many times do we see running backs jump into the breach and have big games?
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Great angle right there.
Check.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead. Elliott good with a PAT. And it's now 21-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw it? Can't get away, and he's taken down. Harold Landry in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. When you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too many plays that go in the wrong direction like that one.
Yeah, when you take a good look at it broadly, sacks are better than giving up an interception. But where they are on the scoreboard, they've got to get rid of all of that.
Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. 3 first-half interceptions now. And, Charles, you'd have to think a fair amount of concern is developing over there on that sideline.
And there should be, because essentially he's been a little loose and possibly reckless with the football here in the first half. Now, maybe it's not all on him, But still, 3 interceptions, that puts the entire team in jeopardy. So the play caller from here on out got to design some throws for him that he can complete, keep it away from the defense, and try and get him back on track.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
We got 3.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Open man is Goddard, the tight end. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
On the ready. 6. Mike, 46. Kermit.
46 to Mike. 46.
They'll run on first down. It's Sanders. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
3 down. Hey, check. 3 down.
Hawk 70.
Quick slant here to Smith. Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
46 to Mike. 46.
They're going to look to throw. That's complete to Sanders. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
That was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Here's 2nd and 10.
19 Tiger. 70 Rangers.
Mike. Man, that's trash. Mike 38. You ain't going nowhere.
Mike 38.
Hey, pick it up, defense.
They'll set up a throw. He's going to drop this down to Sanders. He's down inside the 10 to the 8. And it comes on a gain of 8. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
Shift. Watch the shift.
They'll try and run forward with Sanders. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
That's my boy.
Miles Sanders on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Well, they were looking to pick up the first down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage partner. So if you can get past the first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Strong right. Strong right. Hey. 4 down. Check.
They hand this off to Harris.
He's coming, double up.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 104 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Here we go. 52's the mic, boy.
Looking to throw. Jones. It's brought in by Harris. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Well, it certainly doesn't matter if it's been through the air like on this play or on the ground. I don't know what's going on with this defense. In a sense, they've been AWOL on this drive so far. 3 plays, 3 first downs given up. They've got to find answers. They've got to find them quick.
Taking a shot for Samuel. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Madden22. And the Eagles are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, we heard all week that they were going to put the football in the air a lot. The problem is that is now 4 interceptions, Charles, that he has thrown in this first half. How do you treat a situation? What do you say to your quarterback right now?
Boy, that's an interesting question because a lot of it depends on the head coach and the people making the decisions. You have to know your quarterback and know if he's mentally tough enough to have a chance to turn it around. Or is he a guy that maybe you've seen enough and it's time to go to the backup? But right now what you're rooting for is your defense. They'll keep you in the game to give him an opportunity to get back on track.
This is Smith with a grab. The 30. The 20. 10. 5. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Devontae Smith, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Eagles are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Elliott good with a PAT. And the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. Williams brings it in. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right.
Operating from the gun, Jones. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Madden22. And the Eagles are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
First down carry by Sanders, well defensed as they'll hold him to just a couple. Second down coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
So we've reached halftime here, and it's our visitors, the Eagles, leading this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Come on now, let's
Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
Check. Motion out of back.
19 tight. 19 tight.
Second down, back to Sanders. A strong running. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. On that last run, he's now hit the 6,000-yard mark for rushing yards in his career.
And moves him squarely into the top 100 rushers of all time. In fact, he can boast that he's rushed for over 1,000 yards more than Gale Sayers did in his career. And Gale Sayers was a Hall of Famer in a short career.
On first down, Sanders. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Come on. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles.
Such thing as a loss. We taking wins home. 46 to Mike. 46. Hey, watch that. Hey, watch the ball.
Here's a give to Fournette. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging into a second-half blowout material. Give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
Panther Street. Panther Street.
No.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. We talk a lot about setting the tone to start the game. Well, you want to start the tone right in the 3rd quarter as well, and nearly lost a football there in their first drive.
And sometimes we overdo it when we talk about halftime adjustments and what teams are going to do. Most of the time, it's just a matter of executing the game plan you brought in. But I'll guarantee you, they didn't draw that play up on the whiteboard at halftime. They're fortunate to retain possession.
Here's J.K. Scott now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. Well, pretty woeful there, just 23 yards on the punt. And the Pats will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They'll start the drive with Harris. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Jones. And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Back to throw. Jones. Completing it to the right side. Johnson. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. The Patriots send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And this will be down just inside the 30-yard line.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. A handoff to Sanders. And he did about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
I'm gonna hit you all
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on 3rd down.
Quick the edge. Rig alert. Rig alert. Deuce.
Another run here with Sanders. He will have a first down here at about the 40. 142 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter.
I'm coming, baby. Woo! Check 3.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And on the stop defensively, Raekwon McMillan.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
On 2nd down now, it's Sanders. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Back now in Foxborough.
We got 3 down.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Cowboy 80. Check it.
On 3rd down, they turn to Sanders. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And look at this. He's going to keep it. And he will not make it. They stop him short of the first down. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool them. And the Patriots take over, and they're going to have terrific field position.
Got it. Ready? My 52. Get in the weight room. My 52.
Now Jones on 1st and 10. He'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Work now for Jones and the Patriots here after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
58.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
No gain on this defense, no gain.
Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And this is incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
70 Lion. He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. We got Big Lion.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And a short gain here, down to the 22. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
New England on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Completes it to Samuel. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
Here we go.
With the score where it is, this was probably going to be 4-down territory if they didn't convert there. But what a nice job of working his way open, making sure he secured the catch, and setting up 1st and goal.
Here we go, Shaq. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Watch the run. 52's the mic, boys. 52.
Looking to throw. Jones. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Eagles are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air, you become receiver and defensive back. You got to go compete for the ball so you don't get another one picked off.
Sanders on 1st down, not finding much of anything there, as he might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. Got some room at the 30. And now off to the races down the right side. And he gets this all the way down to the Patriots' 29-yard line. A big gain there on 3rd and long. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one.
Right there.
The first down screen pass, good for 5. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Patriots with the football as we get you reset. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Jones throw taken into the Samuel. Puts it on the carpet, it's out. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth
you'd
quarter.
say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. And they will take a knee here.
Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball. Check go.
And they take a knee. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
45's the mic, 45's the mic.
Watch the run, watch the run, watch the run.
And they'll indeed take a knee. Here's J.K. Scott now. On presumably to punt, though he did complete a pass earlier. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
As an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Philadelphia, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And now they'll get the short week as they get set to play at Dallas on Thanksgiving. Meanwhile, for New England, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we